Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Kyle Henderson, BamaInsider.com. Now, this just in from Dennis Dodd of CBS. Now, Dennis Dodd saying that he's hearing Steve Sarkisian, who's the current Alabama offensive coordinator, applied for the Colorado head football coaching position on February 19th. Now, that would obviously be incredible news across the college football spectrum as we continue to track these late coaching changes. Now, last week, Mel Tucker told everyone that he was staying at Colorado, then took the Michigan State job. Well, that kind of shifted the world of college football in terms of who's going to be the next football coach at Colorado. Now, Darren Chiaverini, who's been a long-time Buff, an assistant for the Buffs for a long time, was named the interim coach. But Rick George, who's Colorado's athletic director, wanting to seek out other potential options for the head coaching position at Colorado. Steve Sarkisian, obviously a very notable name to look at. And when you look at Steve Sarkisian from an overall perspective, he's someone with a lot of coaching experience and someone who's been fantastic for Nick Saban as the offensive coordinator. During the 2019 season, Nick Saban got Steve Sarkisian back on staff. Remember, he was on staff briefly in 2016 as an offensive analyst and an offensive coordinator during the end of that 2016 season when Lane Kiffin left. After that, Sarkisian left to the Atlanta Falcons during 2017 and 2018 as an offensive coordinator. Then when Mike Locksley took the head coaching job at Maryland, Steve Sarkisian came back to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Did a great job for the Crimson Tide during the 2019 season. I think he did a fantastic job developing Tua Tagovailoa. I think he did a fantastic job landing Bryce Young, the five-star quarterback out of California. Strong West Coast ties. As you know, Sarkisian was also the head football coach at USC from 2014 to 2015. He also was the head football coach at Washington from 2009 to 2013. Again, at USC from 2007 to 2008 as the assistant head coach and offensive coordinator. Also coached the quarterbacks at USC from 2005 to 2006. Coach of the Oakland Raiders in 2004. So we've got so much experience on the offensive side. So I think it would be a tremendous blow to Alabama if Steve Sarkisian does, in fact, get this head coaching job at Colorado. Now, you might ask, well, who would potentially be the next in line to take over as the Alabama offensive coordinator? Well, you look at the current names on staff. I don't think there's an offensive coordinator that's ready to step up. I mean, the only guy that really has the head coaching experience from the offensive side, I guess you could say Kyle Flood, who was a head coach at Rutgers. You will have Butch Jones, who's an offensive analyst who coached at Tennessee. But I don't think, you want those guys per se. I don't think Saban does. I think he likes them as where they're at, coaching, the offensive as an offensive analyst and as an offensive lineman coach. Now, there's been a name floating around for several years every time the offensive coordinator position opens up at Alabama, and that's Hugh Freeze, who's currently the head football coach at Liberty. Remember, Freeze beat Saban head-to-head a couple times. He was a head coach at Ole Miss from 2012 to 2016. Could be a name to watch if, in fact, Steve Sarkisian does land this Colorado job just weeks before spring football. Now, we don't even know if Freeze is a candidate. There's just, there's smoke. But usually where there's smoke, there's fire. So watch that name. Lots of changes in the college football season still. And we haven't even had a college football game. We haven't even had a spring game. So let's continue to watch this. But again, Steve Sarkisian reportedly applied for the Colorado head football coaching job. And that's coming from Dennis Dodd of CBS. He's a national college football writer. And that was just published this afternoon via Twitter. So we'll continue to track it. We'll continue to talk about it. But it's something to watch for. And we'll keep you covered at BamaInsider.com. Reporting from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Kyle Henderson, BamaInsider.com.